Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by Bronx. This is Tarot Talk. These are Tarot Tings, and I'm your host, Boogie Down Bronx, and I'm here to take care of the Leo. Leo, if you're new to the channel, welcome. This reading can resonate for you if you have Leo as a sun, moon, rising, Venus, North Node or South Node sign. Quick shout out to my t-shirt. I made this Leo shirt because I always call y'all Leos. If you want one or you want to check out the Etsy shop where I have a whole bunch of other merchandise, oils, tarot decks, all that other stuff, send the link in the description box down below for my Etsy shop. Now, Leo, I want to have a quick little moment of tough love with you guys because one of your Leo constituents almost ruined this video being published today. Y'all, and I know y'all hate to hear me say it every month, please do not rush me. Please, please, please do not rush me because I am spread across many platforms, okay? YouTube is not my only platform. It is one of my main ones, but not my most main one. My main platform is Patreon. So Patreon and Twitter, then YouTube, then TikTok, really. But I do not post content every day on here. Maybe sometimes I'll post 3 days in a row, then I'll skip a day, but please be patient with me. If you rush me, I will unfortunately block you. You won't be able to discuss or comment up on any of my other videos. You won't be able to interact with me, and it's not fun for any of us. So that is why I say go watch your other placements. I give you like 6 options of other placements you can watch. If you don't see your sign, be patient. Sometimes I'll do it early access on Patreon, sometimes not. But all that to say, please don't rush me or, find another reader that may resonate more with your timelines. But I'm on my own time, okay? And you can't rush me. Thank you. All right, let's get into this reading for you guys, Leo. I hope you're doing well. And Aries season, also happy Sun, Jupiter, Kazemi. If you don't know what that is, I talked about it on Patreon. I talked about it on TikTok, on Twitter. Go check that out. But it's a really, really lucky day. Probably one of the luckiest days of the year. Jupiter being, Leo directly tied to the sun because the sun rules Leo. So really lucky day for you. But if you happen to have Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, or Libra placements, this is also a really good time for you. But Jupiter being the planet of luck and expansion, it's a lucky time for us. So let's get into this reading and flip over your blunt truth cards and your shadow work, what's hidden cards. See what's going on. Oh. You have ancestors displeased. Y'all are in trouble. Happening quickly. Okay. So what did y'all do? Sorry, I always check to make sure my microphone is on because that's happened before where I was recording and it's off and we're in retrograde shadow period, y'all. I'm not playing these games. But I'm going to clarify that. Let's look at what's hidden for you during April. So you have justice. Justice is correlated to Libra. Justice represents detached decision-making, logic, and power of knowledge without emotional influence. It's showing us the importance of objectivity and analysis for determining outcomes and making important decisions. Life can be fair if we act with integrity, upright, detached decision-making, fairness, consequences, cause and effect, and logic. Okay. And then you have the star card correlated to Aquarius. The star represents hope and a positive vision for the future, indicating that we need hope, optimism for the future, which is a great time to be more hopeful right now. Inspiration, promise, purpose, and path. So I kind of get from that, I feel like there's going to be a decision that you can make, but it's going to literally give you like 2 paths. You know that one poem that's like, I took the path less traveled by or something like that. It's going to be like 2 paths or 2 options, 2 roads that you can take, right? And you have to do what's fair. You have to do what is the most fair. Justice, your shadow side, right? So if that's a shadow card, you may have a problem with making the most fair decisions without your ego getting involved or without your emotions getting involved. So it's telling you in April, where do you need to make more logical decisions based on fairness, right? So that could be making sure you're doing what is best for you in the situation. Like if you tend to like lean towards what other people, what's best for other people, or like you feel bad, so you don't make a decision that's meant for you. Or if you tend to make very selfish or self-serving decisions that can hurt other people. And I don't mean like hurt in a way where their feelings are hurt, like because you're doing what's best for you. I mean, like you're being very careless about other people's feelings, like personal feelings, not just because you're saying no or setting boundaries, but like you're doing things that really affect them in a negative way. Sometimes people's feelings get hurt and it doesn't affect them really negatively necessarily, or we're not doing something to really hurt them. They're just whatever. But it's going to depend what side of the spectrum you lean on, but just be careful about that. Let's clarify ancestors displeased. Jeez. Look. You have speak the F up. They say you're not speaking enough. Like, you need to say what you need to say and say it with your chest. Tell me more about ancestors displeased. What is Leo? Oh my gosh, they're angry. That stick up your ass must be uncomfortable. Leo, they're giving it to you today. They're saying, maybe you're being too prideful about something. You're supposed to be speaking up and you're not speaking up when you're supposed to speak up, right? Some of you, like, you have a lot of confidence, you have a lot of charisma, but when it comes time to really use it, especially with people you care about, especially with people that overstep, you don't say a thing, right? Or if you know that it's necessary for you to speak up, or let's say you need to apologize, right? You're like, I'm not apologizing. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. Sometimes it just helps to mediate the situation by acknowledging your part in it, right? Even if you feel like the other person is mad for no reason, think about it. Just think, like, maybe I can consider their feelings, like how they perceived it. Just because you're not hurt by it doesn't mean somebody else is not affected, right? So again, it goes either way. But they're saying there's something that you need to speak up about that you're supposed to be speaking on, or speaking to somebody, and you're just like being very like stubborn about it, and you're just letting the situation get further and further along, or not get resolved, right? So that's what it's saying. But geez, I didn't expect them to get so buck with you. You have communication coming in at the top of this deck. So there's going to be opportunity, some of you, to speak. Generators, something to respond to. Manifesting generators, something to respond to. Where it's going to be your time to speak. So let's see. Where does Leo need to speak up in their lives? Where does Leo need to speak up? You have this is the one. Where should Leo be speaking up? You have Rider. Where does Leo need to stop being stubborn and speak up for what they want? Proposal. And I'm going to talk to you about human design in a minute. If you're a manifestor or a manifesting generator, you definitely need to be speaking up. I don't want to hear any excuses for you, Leo, manifesting generators or manifestors. Your power, your ability to manifest lies within your throat. And human design, that is what it is connected to. So if you are not speaking your intentions loudly, vocally, boldly, confidently, you are never going to get anywhere. Like, you have to be willing to make some other people uncomfortable, right? In order to get the life that you want, get the life that you deserve. Now, considering other people's feelings would look like you informing them, giving them a heads up, like, hey, this might hurt your feelings. This could impact you. This could influence you in this way. Not just being like, I don't care about anybody's feelings. I'm going to do what I want to do. That's one aspect of it. It's great to do what you want to do. But if you know certain decisions you make would, if you have built loyalty with people, you've built trust with people, you just do things, or you do it like behind their back, that's going to affect them somehow or hurt them somehow. Just let them know so that they're not blindsided. That's it. You don't have to change anything you're doing. And you may get real like stuck about like, oh, I don't owe anybody anything. No, not necessarily. But to people that you care about, or people that you want to be considerate towards, it's nice to just tell people, give them a heads up about what's happening, what you're about to do, what you have in mind. Now, based on that response, of course, you can then not say anything else, but at least you let them know. Okay, what else does Leo? That was for a manifestor and manifesting generator. What else does Leo need to be speaking up about? Let's see. House or move. I did see that in my head. That some of you are going to be moving, or you're going to be relocating. That can be something that affects other people. What else does Leo need to speak up about at this time? Fun or party. All right. So, car, ancestor, altar, marriage or life partnership. Okay. So, generators. I'm going to talk to you real quick. For you generators, you guys are waiting for that moment, something to respond to. You're waiting for somebody to ask that question, to bring something up, to something to come towards you so you can be like, okay, this is what I'm going to go towards now. This is what I'm going to do. There's going to be some type of proposal that comes in. There's some type of offer. Something is happening very quickly. And if you don't say anything, if you don't act on it, you're going to miss it. Period, point blank. A lot of you have been in this hermit hiding mode for a very long time, or you haven't been very vocal about what it is that you're looking for, what you want from your situation, your circumstances. Therefore, it has not changed. But in response is how you're supposed to operate. So if nothing has come to you thus far, when it does come to you, that's your time. That's not your time to just continue pondering and be like, well, I don't know how this is going to go and how this will affect other people and this and that and the third, you know. But if you're worried about how other people are going to feel based on a situation that is really, really good for you, and you know it's not like, it's selfish in a good way, but it's not like self-serving where you're doing it out of ego to like prove something to other people. It's something that you really, really want for your life, then go for it. Who cares about how other people are going to feel or how you're going to appear to others, how you're going to look. Okay. Same goes for you, both reflectors and projectors. When you get that proposal, you get that invitation, you get that recognition, or reflectors, you get that opportunity to move, possibly, go somewhere different, shift your community, shift your environment. That is your time. Projectors, it's your time to really show off your skills. It's your time to be bold. Once you're invited, you can really operate basically as a manifester, and you can like initiate things within that invitation. So be very vocal, be very bold about what it is. Or when you're going into something, before like you fully get invited, let people know like, this is what I'm expecting. This is what I'm looking for from this invitation, or from a certain invitation I've been wanting in my life. This is what I want. This is my standard. Speak up. Leo projectors. You're not supposed to just sit back and be passive. You're preparing all this time. When you're waiting for an invitation, you're preparing for that specific thing you want. But that don't mean you don't have standards. It can be you want to make this amount of money, you want to work this amount of hours. You can be very strict about it, right? So when that invite comes, speak up. Be like, when they're saying this is what we can do, this is my stuff in the relationship that I can offer, whatever. Be like, well, I want this. You don't have to be yielding in that way. Projectors, just because you're waiting for an invitation to move forward in what you want, but you need to know what you want. Okay. Same for you reflectors. You spend a lot of time like thinking about what you want and waiting for what it is that you want. When it comes, it's your time. It's your time to speak up. When you get invited to speak, like you guys wait for invitations to talk too, so you don't feel unheard. When you get that invitation, you're invited into a community, you're in a new space, share your wisdom, be open, be bold, okay? So that's what we got for the human design types. Now, moving back to the tarot altogether. Basically what I've been saying to everybody is your ancestors are not pleased with you, okay? They're not pleased with you because they know how bold you can be, okay? They know how bold you can be to strangers even. Like you can speak up and you can be bold, you can be fierce to strangers sometimes, more than you can to your friends, more than you can to your family, people you care about. There's more within you, and you're just not channeling that. And it has so much to do with this pride here that you're holding on to, and you're holding yourself back. But something is happening very quickly where the opportunity comes for you to speak up, for you to say what you want, be direct, go for that thing. This is the one, whatever it is. This is the right job. This is the right relationship. This is the right situation for you. This is the right opportunity. This is the right offer. If you're a manifester, you might be making this offer to somebody. Even MG, you could be offering something here, or this is the right time to really talk about your writing. For some of you, publish that book, start the book, something that you need to like really take that initiative this offer on this house. Speak up about what it is. If it's not up to your standards, Leo is supposed to set those high standards as well. You're supposed to go for that, the luxury, the bigger, the bolder. A lot of you have not been doing that. So what's the advice? What's the advice for Leo? What is the advice? And you continue to be unhappy. You continue to be envious of what other people have. You're like, I want that. I want that type of job. I want that type of relationship. I want this type of success. But you're not speaking up. You're not going for the opportunities that you know you deserve because you are holding yourself back. So how are you going to be envious? How are you going to be upset that you're not getting something, but you have not put yourself out there enough? You have not been bold. You have not spoken up. You have not spoken to your current circumstances saying, this is not meeting my needs. For some of you have been. Some of you, it requires you to take yourself out of that situation and go for something more big. But for Leo and Aquarius, I see struggle with this a lot. For Leo placements, especially Leo North nodes, Leo Sun, you guys will continue to get rejected until you go for the bigger, the better, the bolder. You will get rejected from the little situations in your life, especially MG, especially manifester, okay? Projectors, you got to go for bigger invitations too. Generators, you got to go for bigger excitement too. But you will continue to be rejected if you play it safe, if you play it small, because that is not how every sign has something that they have to hold up a certain standard for in their lives. For example, like Capricorns. Capricorns don't have it easy. They're not meant to take shortcuts in their lives. They have to invest long and they have to invest hard because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, right? Saturn is about discipline and commitment and long-term things. So anything they go for that is small in their lives as well, playing it too safe, quick, get rich quick schemes, it's going to fail. For you, Leos, if it's not bold, if it's not big, it's going to fail. Period. And you're going to be envious because you're going to be like, I want more. But you've been conditioned in your life, for a lot of you, by your parents, by your friends, by your family saying, you're asking for too much, right? You're asking for too much. You got too much dip on your chip. That's what they've been telling you. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles. You tell them, if it's too much dip, then it's too much dip for me. But that's what I want. So that's what we got here for you. Anything else for help with Leos in this energy? You have family or family issues. You have unbalanced or unrequited here. So, and then you have ask for help. Some of you need to speak up about saying like, I need help with this. And a lot of you, that is also that pride where you're like, I want to take my life to the next level, but you're so, that pride is like stopping you from being like, hey, I need help, or like seeing people that you admire. Envy is literally just, where is the envy card? Envy is literally admiration. Okay. It's just one stifles you and one can help you grow and progress. Envy is what stifles you because it's like, it's harboring this negativity versus using the circumstances that other people have as inspiration for yourself and learning how they got to where they got and seeing how to invest in yourself or how to take those steps. But if you don't ask for help or you don't admit like, I don't know how to take my life there, or like looking at people that already got that life and studying them and observing them and seeing what they've done, then, it's just going to keep you in envy. It's going to keep you in unrequited or unbalanced situations. Family or family issues here. So a lot of you are I see a lot of Leos get into this place where they're very people-pleasing towards their family and their family standards and their family's judgments towards them. So a lot of you can struggle with that, where you are very afraid to live your life fully because your family has been so sheltering, or they've been so judgmental, or they just have been very limiting to you somehow, and it makes you afraid to like be yourself or be more bold or shine, because you just naturally do. So what's the advice for Leos right now? Surrender your need to always be right. Give others the gift of letting them be right. Be yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. So again, that can come from pride, trying to always be right in the circumstances. So what letting other people be right means is, for you, you can say your piece, you can have your opinions, you can tell people like, hey, this is what I want, this is what I don't want, this is what's true, this is what's not true, this is what I believe in. But you can leave it there. Sometimes Leos have a hard time with leaving it there. They're going to keep arguing with you, go back and forth. Right? So whenever it's a situation where you're like, this is what I believe, this is what I want. If somebody else is like, well, you shouldn't do that and this and that and the third, just be like, okay, and agree. Just leave it there. Just be like, yeah, okay, sure, I hear you. Or you can be like, I don't agree, but I understand, I hear you. That's it. Eventually they're going to stop arguing with you. If you don't argue with them, be like, you're entitled to your opinion. That will shut down an argument so fast. Then you trying to prove your point and be like, well, but this is why, and this is this and this, or you do what the opposite of what you were going to do. You people please, you do what they want you to do. So let go of that and then surrender to passion. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. Way too much in your head about things, and you need to just be really going with your passion. A lot of you are just overthinking it, and you just need to feel it. A lot of you, Leo, you're a fire sign. Feeling, not from like an emotional sense necessarily, but from an excitement standpoint, if you're a generator, is very important. Okay, so let's get the last. I actually want to pull an affirmation for you. I feel like you guys deserve that. What's an affirmation for Leos? Be what you seek. And unstoppable. Yeah, these go well with you. Be what you seek. Let your desires inspire you to transform. Match the vibration of what you want. Unstoppable. You are limitless. You can handle anything. Don't underestimate yourself. You have many unique talents. So don't talk yourself out of things. Don't let other people tell you what you can and cannot do. And use your desires to inspire you instead of make you envious of what other people have, because you think that you're not getting what you deserve. And maybe you're not, but it requires you to be more bold than you have been. I can tell you that you're not being bold enough. I can tell you that you're not going for the highest of the best opportunities that you can get. So aim higher. If there happens to be a rejection, that's just not aligned with you. So don't take things so personally. A lot of you get really caught up in like taking it personally and like, oh, that means something's wrong with me. Certain things are a cup of tea, some are not. Everybody has their preferences. We're not going to be everybody's preference. Just like everybody's not your preference. Is it personal to you? Heck no. If you don't like somebody or something, you don't take it personally. You're like, oh, well, I don't like them. The same should apply to you. If other people don't like you, you should not take it personally. Okay. So thank you, Leos, for watching. If this reading resonated for you, please let me know in the comments below. It was really good reading, actually. Like, comment, share, and subscribe so this channel can thrive. I am at Tarot by Bronx on everything.